everybody did because being it's been 35 years since Township agreeing to put something together, it's kind of a big step that the big step that the Township is. It's something that I can greatly appreciate. Anyways, if you yeah, if you want to say up, make sure it's available. I'm going to follow. Yeah, I can. Okay, good. Start again. Okay. Up for a motion to approve the minutes from the regular meeting of May 15th. Is there a make that motion? Anybody have any questions, corrections, deletions? Roll call.
Mayor Barsney?
Yes.
Mr. Baylor?
Abstain.
Mr. Beam?
Yes.
Mr. Kenyon?
Yes.
And Ms. McDermott? Yes.
I'll make a motion, we accept the treasurer's report, the June bill list, the interim bill list, and the quarterly budget report. Do you want a second?
Second.
Any questions, comments, any items need to be pulled or anything? Roll call.
Mayor Barsney?
Yes.
Mr. Baylor?
Yes.
Mr. Beam?
Yes.
Mr. Kenyon?
Yes.
Ms. McDermott? Yes.
Looking for a motion to accept the tax collector's tax and sewer report for May.
I'll make that motion.
Do you want a second? Second. Any questions, comments? Roll call.
Mayor Barsney?
Yes.
Mr. Baylor?
Yes.
Mr. Beam?
Yes. Yes.
And Ms. McDermott?
DPW report, Joe?
Nothing out of it, unless anybody has any questions.
How's things looking at the park? Good? How's things at the park? Good?
Township Park?
Yeah.
Okay, got one, ladies room there, but it's fine.
Dog issue looking better? The dog issue looking better?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah? Good.
Yeah, I'm also, are you able to, get the sorted down?
I'm gonna order that tomorrow, plenty girl.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Thanks for reminding me.
I'm gonna bring down seafood, temporary fence. That was my, here you go.
And then I forgot the,
Oh, that's still there. I have not had that.
Police department report, chief?
township clerk, Lisa, you have anything to add or talk about? Anybody have any questions? Zoning and code enforcement, as we all know, Jeff has left. Did we ever send him a letter, with regret, accepting his resignation? His last name was the other last.
We did not because he actually didn't come in.
Oh. You want me to send it? I'll make a motion, we send Jeff a
Send him
letter,
one by sending.
with regret, for his resignation. All in favor?
Aye.
Right. Paul, you have anything to add on those points?
No, not necessarily, other than, I think Jeff's done a pretty good job for us, but he, also there's just a ton of work to be done in there right now.
How we do as far as, hiring,
Well, I guess we can, Lisa, we wanna chat about this right now while we're here, or save it?
Unless you guys wanted any something.
No, I don't see any reason why I should do this method. When Mike, if something crops up,
if there's two people or three people apply, is it better off an executive?
yes, okay, then there you go.
There's something on board, it's just embarrassing. At least embarrassing, at most worse. Okay. Court report, I don't have anything on that, Paul, you don't, right?
No, well, actually, what they said, like 3 of them over the last 3 months or something like that?
They're providing us with all three reports now, so one's still have, one's not having it.
Oh, got it.
And I think at some point Bill would request.
Oh, I'd like to, okay, I'm gonna have to make sure I review all 3 of them too.
ACO report, anybody have anything on that? Busy month, or
Yeah.
anything resolve the charges to us? Can't have a big expenses.
Well, and not that it's on this one too, the other day, social media, literally right here in front of the Township Municipal Building, somebody literally dropped off a cat on the ring camera.
Oh, really?
You're right, they did catch the cat the next day, and it's on, probably the cross river, change the chain. But, they were unable to get the plate of the minivan of the driver who dropped it, so. But that made the round on social media.
Right. Okay, looking for a motion to accept the police department report, DPW, township clerk, zoning and code enforcement, court report, and ACO report. I'll second. Anybody have any questions? Roll call.
Mayor Barsney?
Yes.
Mr. Garrett?
Yes.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Sherman?
Committee report. Lily, you have anything?
No. Good meeting.
No? Nothing, open space, Lisa and I were discussing about the, all the signs from the chief. You got any updates? I know.
Yes, so we had the quote that we provided you.
Remember last year?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I had to update them. When I was updating them, noticed that there was things in there that wasn't real. This is the first time I ever read it. So there's some stuff in there that wasn't included that I thought would be important. Including, status lights. We have a radar sign out there. And we want to see what the average speed is, how many vehicles by. That wasn't included on that.
Okay. already been submitted to the DOT, the resolutions are just memorialized, both have been submitted. Comcast, some restorations continuing, we've not received any update, maybe Mr. Labor has an update on, from Comcast on what the schedule is for Revere, I know that them, heard anything back. Still Grove DOT grant project, we're working on that, to get the plans ready for the DOT. We have the survey for the Lowe's Hollow FEMA project on our schedule to get that done. The municipal building, do we wanna talk about that now, or in executive, or?
Anything?
And then I have another matter for executive, possible lawsuit matter. Who not?
Wait till we get.
I hope not. And then I see that the, tree policy is on the agenda. We need to kind of get our heads around what ordinances are required, with the MS4 that not been done. We'll continue to work on it. That's all I have.
Mike, executive? Yeah. Whole business. I guess we're gonna touch on the pet ban in Township Park, sounds like everything's going well. We're gonna do anything on that? Yeah. Tree policy. What do we have on that?
Do you have anything else on that aspect?
Municipal complex, we're gonna do executive, right, and the attorney, and the well water rescue. I broke down, I had someone on my street who actually got a letter from DEP advising them that they had a high reading from the speakers in the well. Apparently he bought the house last year. And paid like $800 to have the water tested. And I would assume that these licensed companies have to notify the state with high readings, because he gets a letter from DEP saying that we've been informed that you have a high reading. But she called down to speak to him, it is high. She said that they told her there was money available, grant money available for filtration systems. And, considering the issues we've been talking about in here, I'm wondering if, maybe Mike or Professor Mike, you still very well, can we ask DEP if there's funding available to test wells in the area? And I'll give you this letter, okay, so you can reference it. And, because we already know from last month, and the gentleman sitting here, that we must connect on the valley up to speaker system. And now it's already here, apparently. So, I think, I'm asking Mike, for you guys. I'd like to make a motion that Mike follows up with DEP, see if there's any money available for testing, for these pieces as well, when we simply have a good. Yeah. Right, is this the same thing that's happening in Franklin Township?
The PFAS, the situation is, Washington Township.
Okay.
This is not related to the water line.
It's not.
That contaminant is 1/4 back, a different contaminant. The PFAS situation is originating from Washington Township, we have no.
But that's east of 31, I think, that's originally, correct?
Yes.
Now, could it be reaching all the way down this way?
Based upon what the public reports have been, the Watershed Association and.
In the letter, I think, when we asked them also if they've had other wells in the area that have come up like this, because they're not notifying us, they're only notifying the property.
Yeah, I think, as you know, I represent Washington Township, so I'm familiar with that. The way this all came about was the Jeep dealer on 31, when the new purchaser bought that, the state had just changed the testing limitations. So when they did the standard well test, it came up, the state had just upped the limit. So that PFAS there has probably been in the water for 40, 50 years. So unfortunately, it's everywhere. So this may not be part of that plume. It could be from some other source. But I know the DEP was up there for the past couple of years. They started out with like the first well they tested, and then they kind of worked their way out. And then obviously if the EPA's there, it's there. So the EPA actually has, I think there's still the recreation up in Washington Township.
they've been doing testing, so, yes, there's a potential that could be a Superfund site. But again, I don't know, it could be, and I'm not a scientist, but I think since the state changed the testing, you know, you have to have your well tested. If you have a well, you have to have it tested at point of sale. So I think you're gonna see more and more of that around the state.
That's what happened with this.
Yeah, so that same well was tested before, could have had the same level of PFAS, it just wasn't in the limits that would set off any alarms with the state. So, like I said, I think this is like the tip of the iceberg, we're gonna see a lot more. And I know bigger towns east of here, you know, they're already, you know, getting the filters on their public water systems to be able to filter this stuff out. So, like I said, I think this is there's gonna be more and more of this that we're gonna see, unfortunately. But the DEP they did pay for testing of those wells in Washington Township. And really this is under their jurisdiction, so the EPA takes it over. And it just takes time, you know, because they went in there to testing, then they test a certain area, and then as they find more, they kind of work their way out. And so I know that they did pay for testing. I know that they did pay for some filtration systems, although, you know, how well they worked or not.
This property owner actually said that when she spoke to them, they said there's money available for the filtration.
So this
That's what
letter
they
that,
did up at Payson. They had a forward system, the neighbors that had the high reading.
in the bottom section of this letter from Alexander, the email back from Alexander Smith with DEP, I think contains the information that it's almost like a reimbursement, I think, for that initial test. Part of it. That should be established behind people.
Mike, does the state have a due diligence to notify other property owners adjacent or not?
I just don't know where they are in the process, obviously, but if they got this, and I can only
This
explain.
is a year, took them a year to get this, and this.
Oh, really? And normally, when they send something like that, they'll copy the town. So this
Yeah.
is the first one of these letters that we've gotten, but, they reached out to property owners in the area of the affected one, I know in Washington. They found a hit on that one
Right.
well, then they started testing, and then they sent out letters, and it just took a lot longer than.
Meanwhile, we're drinking.
Yeah, right. So, and then, you know, you're kind of in a tough spot because you want to alert people, but then you don't know the extent of it, and you don't want to, you know, scare people like on another area of town that may not have the problem, but, you know, you do want to make sure that people get their wells. But I gotta think that the DEP's probably got those wheels in motion, but I'll send this letter.
I think we got at least
Yeah.
follow up on it, right? We need a roll call.
Yeah, but-
Everybody's on? Yeah, yes.
Mr. Bailey?
Yeah.
Mr. Bean?
Yeah.
Mr. Kenny?
Yeah.
Mr. Sims? Yes.
Then on the same note, Lisa and I have had a Zoom meeting with members, representatives from Aqua Water. Remember last month we discussed the maybe possibility of putting city water down there, if this piece of issue became, large enough or concerning enough to do it. And, they're pretty receptive to speak to. Putting in the system's no problem. We got large mains right at 173 in South Main Street. I think they even have a large main down by Bloomsbury, so they can get all the hose in that area. It comes down to who's gonna pay to run the line. So, I don't know if we're there yet, but the bottom line is there is a way to correct this if something really happens in the long run with city water. And, it's probably too early to ask DEP if they pay for that extension, but maybe after we do these, things, they'd have some grant. Aqua said if we get to that point, they'd be more willing to work with us, provide information and studies to try to get the grant, but they're not gonna pay anything. I don't think there's enough customers. I didn't even say that by the sun. There's not enough customers to make it worth their while to run like at their expense. So, but they're very receptive to the idea and they're willing to help us if we think we need to go for any type of grant to do so.
When you talk to them, what area were you also including, Greenwich North, Bradford, that area?
Bradford, Parker,
All that.
they might have city water. Bradford, Parker does have city water. Kennedy Mill, Robert Place, Maple, Warrington, Bloomsbury, 173. All those
Richmond, Bolton, those, right.
Only part of Greenwich Greenwich Hills has the closest part at, Warren Glen Road over by one side of Parker, it does not have.
And what about
coming
the,
back that they
over
don't-
by Birch Lane and stuff?
Lane does not have.
I didn't think so.
Birch has that.
I thought Parker and thing does have it.
Parker has it there at the corner, but Parker going towards, Warren Glen does. That was
Okay.
the last phase, the developer went belly up and they got an exemption, they made a little bit bigger lots, with like half a dozen homes, 10 homes, half well.
Interesting. Okay, so still not enough to get them from the pipeline. Okay, that's all I have on that. Anybody else have anything on that? Okay. New business. Looking for a motion to adopt resolution 5525, retention of tax lien, resolution 5625, refund of tax overpayment. You gonna make a motion?
Make the motion.
Anybody second? Second. Questions, comments? Roll call.
Mayor Barsney?
Yeah.
Mr. Baylor?
Yeah.
Mr. Bean?
Yeah.
Mr. Bean?
Yeah.
Ms. McDermott?
Yeah. Look for a motion to adopt resolution 5725, the renewal of the liquor licenses for the properties listed on there.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. That's the Warren Slide Tavern, Apple Food Service, Mexican Bishop, the Rock Corporation, Rock, this Monster Corporation, Ailing LLC. Right?
Until this morning, we didn't have them here, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The bond, and this, yeah, is that the?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just,
Getting worried. That is.
Speaking
that's
speaking
one
of
for
that,
500?
is any word of that?
Thing, that's not. Which one? Tuesday's one.
The bonding part was Sarah.
No, this is the
Ealing is Toscana.
Toscanos. Oh, okay.
And
Oh, okay.
Bondi is-
Right,
Oh,
right,
okay,
right.
I was gonna say, that's,
Who's Bondi?
the old Sahara.
Oh, that's
Oh, the
Bondi.
Bobby bar years ago.
Confusing.
Shack in the middle.
And what's
going on with South Main
Street? Any, you know, they're doing some work on the outside. Any word on
I heard that they got their permits from the state and they were working on.
Oh, okay.
the building.
Did we vote on that? Did we? Roll call.
Mayor Barsney?
Yeah.
Mr. Baylor?
Yeah.
Mr. Bean?
Yeah.
Mr. Bean?
Yeah.
Mr. Bean? Yeah.
Looking for a motion to adopt resolution 5825, a resolution of Greenwich Township endorsing the fourth round housing element of fair share plan. Do we want to make that motion? Reluctantly. I'll make the motion. Anybody want a second? Well, only because we're boards do, but I'll second it, but I do have a comment. Okay, comments. Again, I think not only our community, other communities should be absolutely outraged about this being pushed upon us without having anything to do with it, because I still, the bottom line is, when does affordable housing make your community unaffordable? And not only are we there now, after this next round, it's just a tremendous burden on the balance of the taxpayers to have 250 units that we're going to be picking up the school tax. I just think that makes our community completely unaffordable. And although there was a time where I said you wouldn't be able to tax me out of this township because my house is just not worth that much, I am changed that opinion. You know, it's coming. But anyway, that's what I have to say. Anyone else? So, oh, you go ahead. Good.
I agree with him. Feedback.
So I was at the last school board meeting, and there are two out-of-school placements, because we just don't have the capability for two students to educate them. And the total bill for that was slightly over $252,000 for two students, for $126,000 and change each. I don't know what development they're from, but we got 66 homes up the street here. We got another 65 homes next on 173. And now this is 250 homes of affordable, which means somebody's gonna come in and possibly build 1,250 homes in order to fund the 250. So the taxes that we're gonna receive up on those apartments up the street here, Lisa and I were discussing, I think it was anywhere between 43,000 a year total for 66 units. And if it's 100% occupancy, it's gonna be 57,000 a year. You get 3 kids from that development going to the high school, there goes that money down the drain. That, I mean, we're not gonna, that money, that the 43,000 isn't going to the school district, it's coming into the town here and a small percentage to the county. So I'm voting no on this because it's unaffordable for this town. Unfortunately, if we don't pass it, Mike, tell us the consequences. It could be even worse.
Right.
Than
Get a
250.
builder's
It could
remedy
be
and they'll
three
sort of
six.
5 times the units, yeah.
I wanna vote no as well, but
The,
no.
I got an answer for that, because I asked that question during the negotiations, and I basically said, oh, I won't set up, yeah, I could do a night or two in Warren County Jail, it's not that bad a place, I've been there many times. The answer is, the state, not only if you have a builder's remedy, can take over your land use board, appoint their own board, and you lose complete control of your land use in the township, so that's what I was told. when I said that. So, I'm going to vote yes, because I negotiated in good faith in the court.
Right,
with
I
our
mean, we
attorney.
were at 360.
And
you know,
I testified, and I basically told the court I'd bring this back to recommend that we stop it, but I'm not telling anybody how to vote, but I'll be voting yes for that purpose.
So, Paul, your comment, you got one of these blue books, right?
Yeah.
So, once you hit 65,
Once you hit 65, you're pretty much
Yeah.
unaffected,
Right, right.
with the tax situation, but the rest of the community has got to pick up the school tax. I got a long way to go. Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that have a long way to go.
No,
Yeah.
there's some that are not gonna be stung by it, but there's a
Right.
lot that just will be.
Right. And you know, there's an election in November, and I believe there was one candidate, I'm not gonna say which one, but I think you guys can figure it out, that is looking at strongly getting rid of this. I don't know how we can do it because it's court mandated, but I'll be voting for the one that's opposing affordable housing in New Jersey. So with that being said, I'm voting no, but go ahead, have a roll call.
Anybody else? Roll call.
Mayor Barsney?
Yes.
Mr. Baylor?
Yes, I have to vote yes.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Mr. Kenneth?
No,
Ms. McDermott?
Yes. You're the rebel.
I'm a rebel. And one comment, Brian, before you know it, you're gonna be 65 because it creeps up on your.
That's true.
But you might have to leave before then.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run you out of town.
Looking for a motion to adopt resolution 5925 and resolution 6025. So 5925 is the grant application of Bryce reference regarding village, New Village Road and Fox Run Road resurfacing. And 60 is the, otherly reference for, Prospect Street and Warren Street Road resurfacing. Anybody will make the motion?
I'll make the motion.
Anybody want a second?
I'll second.
Questions, comments? Roll call.
Mayor Barsney?
Yeah.
Mr. Baylor?
Yeah.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Mr. Kenneth?
Yeah.
Ms. McDermott?
Yes.
Resolution number 6125, appointing Kathy Drummond as the on-call administrative assistant. Anybody want to make that motion?
I'll make the motion.
Anybody want a second? Any questions, comments? Roll call.
Mayor Barsney?
Yeah.
Mr. Baylor?
Yeah.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Mr. Kenneth?
Yeah.
Ms. McDermott?
Yes.
Looking for a motion to open public hearing on ordinance number 103/2025, an ordinance of the Township of Greenwich amending chapter 16 zoning permitted uses to add electronic data processing facility to list of principal permitted uses in the RO zone. Anybody will I make the motion, anybody will second? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone wishing to come up and make a comment on this resolution specifically, welcome to come up. Seeing none, I'll make a motion to close the public hearing, anybody will second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Looking for a motion to adopt ordinance number 103/2025. Anyone make that motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any further questions, comments? Roll call.
Mayor Barsney?
Yes.
Mr. Baylor?
Yeah.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Mr. Kenneth?
Yeah.
Ms. McDermott?
Yes.
Looking for a motion to introduce ordinance number 106/2025, and is ordinance sending the 2025 south.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. Any questions, comments? Roll call.
Mayor Barsney?
Yes.
Mr. Baylor?
Yeah.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yeah.
Ms. McDermott? Yes.
Looking for a motion to introduce ordinance number 107, 2025, for North Main Street, no parking area regarding the area of, is that, Thomas Court Way, right?
Yes.
By Thomas Court Way. I'll make that motion. Everyone second.
Second?
Any further questions, comments?
Chief, is this still 150?
It was adjusted to 100. You guys should have had an updated one.
It was just,
Yeah. Mhm.
okay, Paul?
Yeah.
Any other questions, comments? Roll call.
Mayor Barsney?
Yes.
Mr. Baylor?
Yeah.
Mr. Bean?
No.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yeah.
Ms. McDermott?
The NJ, DEP contract for the water line extension. We have to take action on that tonight?
Just a motion to authorize you to execute.
I'm looking for a motion to authorize me to execute the, contract for the water line extension for the Haggerty property.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. Any questions, comments, roll call?
Mayor Barsney?
Yes.
Mr. Baylor?
Yeah.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yeah.
Ms. McDermott? Yes.
Looking for a motion to introduce ordinance number 108, 2025, as a bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $1,083,175 for the installation of a water line extension. That's in regards to the previous issue we just talked about, the water line extension from the polluted well. We have to put the money up front and then the state will reimburse us. So I'll make that motion. Anybody want a second?
Second?
Any questions, comments? Roll.
Mayor Barsney?
Yes.
Mr. Baylor?
Yeah.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Ms. McDermott? Yes.
I'd like to appoint John Rick to the Land Use Board. Spoke with him and met him the other night, very interested. He's a professional land surveyor, has some experience in planning and other issues regarding zoning and land use. So I found him to be very qualified. So I'd like to make a motion for you guys to advise on that or consent to it.
I second it.
Any questions, comments? Roll call.
Mayor Barsney?
Yes.
Mr. Baylor?
Yes.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yeah.
Ms. McDermott? Yes.
Walking path crossing guard posts. What do we want to talk about on that?
Your opinion, you might bring that up, maybe in that kind of thing. What kind of thing, yeah.
I don't think I have it digitally on this computer, unfortunately.
Okay. So with the affordable housing going in, I don't know if everybody recalls the two crossing guard posts that we had to incorporate. I don't have, towards the end of the year, I did not have any application for crossing guards, so the police had to fill those two posts. One post is at Dumont and Greenwood Street, then the other post is at Washington Valley and Greenwood Street. And the reason the Washington Valley one, well, both of them are there is because the kids have to cross Greenwood Street, which is not the best street to cross, because there's no sidewalk that runs down the other side. Now, I did mention a possible path from the edge of our property on Yvonne Way and Greenwood Street. It is, Joe already mowed that small path there that connects to that affordable housing property, however that fence is there. It would eliminate one crossing guard post. We're not, I have possibly a crossing guard that is in line, but I don't see us getting two crossing guards if needed. So,
Would it eliminate two, chief? Because when they just continue down Daniels and,
they would have to cross Yvonne because I feel that the traffic, when it backs up on Wyndham Farm, they cut through
Yep.
and they come out.
Understood.
Yeah. So they would have to cross it. It's not a big distance from where they'd be walking on Greenwood Street. So, I don't know, feasibility wise, I think, my recommendation, but Joe had mentioned, putting cinders down there or something.
We do something like that, or could we look into the Safeways to School grant and do right from Dumont to Yvonne, right at the main road, on the sidewalk, right up to the property already on. That that would probably, they may do that a little bit better because it's, I think, more publicly usable, for anybody who walks across from out of the Dumont and come up to us. But that's just,
Is there, is there any grants out there right now, or is that grant?
there is a safe school route grant every 2 years, I think they offer, because we looked at it to do the South Main Street, walkways years ago, and it's offered every 2 years. It's a cycle grant.
And do you know if that's something that you apply in, like a year for an award, or?
Oh, you have to have your plan all together and everything to whatever the, I said, pass through they might even pay for the pass through that project.
Now, the only thing with that is we would have to go through the people's process, correct, to do that,
Yeah, it would be in the easement on the
Yeah.
property.
and that wouldn't interfere with, any water lines there.
Well, it's on top there, it wouldn't be big in there. That's on top.
I think we should look into the state route, the school. Mike always is up on top of that, so,
No, I'll talk to Donna in our office,
Right.
she's our grants expert.
okay.
I'll talk to her and get you some information on that. Another is one grant that's due July 1st, so we're not gonna make that up.
You're trying to cut through the berm now to put this?
No,
Right
no,
on the edge of that property that we own.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Well, the safe grant that he's talking about, they already have a sidewalk in there, it's just a continuation. Up alongside.
yeah, it would have to continue in
Freedom
front of
Street,
those two
right.
properties, and then
Yeah,
across our, what do we have, is that?
but that's the safe grant one, the other one.
What?
we're talking about.
The
That
sidewalk
little,
goes-
that little detention area
Sidewalk
there.
burning?
Right,
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 okay,
right,
I see
yeah.
what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah,
It'll stay on the same side. They're still gonna have to cross the street though. At Yvonne, right?
At Yvonne, yeah.
You're still gonna need to cross.
we need one cross there, yes,
Right.
but which is.
but
what
we're
we're-
eliminating one.
Right, right, I do have someone that possibly, I'm really hoping that, will apply over the summer, that would sell that, but, come next, school year, we're only a few months away, and if we have to cover 2 posts, please do.
Can we start maybe getting something out there to the people that work there or work with that are moving and maybe they'll pick it up.
Yeah, I didn't even know that anyone was moved in there and children were walking until 3 days after they had started walking, because they didn't, the school got the notification, they didn't notify the town, so it was a little late. But, but I can explore, Joe had provided me some of the contact information for property manager and whatnot, so maybe we can get a hold of those people there. I don't know if they do have that community building, so expo stuff like that. It is still on our website.
Yeah. Maybe we can hire. I mean, it's mixed fire.
The bottom line, we're gonna look. Dan, in a few minutes, I'll be inviting people up to public comment, then you can ask your question, you just can't yell out to me, you have to have. Yeah, no, you can't talk, when I tell you, you come up, then you can ask them, say whatever you want, okay? Okay, community then, what do we need to discuss on that?
I just put on the agenda to confirm that we want to move forward with this year, and our budget is pretty tight. I think we have committed to the third Saturday. Is that the third Saturday in September still work? Is that the other two of five?
What's that?
The third Saturday?
I think that's the 20th.
The 20th? I always check with Joe, because that's
Yeah.
state sometimes an issue. I know last year we were talking that if funds were that tight, we might not be able to move forward, so.
Yes, 20th.
Did we put any money in that, did you?
We reduced that $1,000 line to 500, but typically we don't use it anyway. Usually I try to stick to the money that I Typically, really, like I said, we spend whatever we can on the ads, but, probably around $3,000 total. We have had years where we've had somebody sponsor, maybe like the band, or Booster always would sponsor the one event. The activity of the animals for kids. I think historical commission was considering, maybe sponsoring something this year. I mean, it's up to, I just think we're going to do it, we have to. So, I thought I'd bring it up.
Okay, so, that's the question, do you have it?
It's always a good time.
Are you okay with it, Paul? You need to listen to it.
Make sure we're all on the same page.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else have anything else on the new business you want to bring up? It's not on it. Any other correspondence, anybody need to discuss? Now, I'll open up for anybody who wants to come up to the podium for public comments, welcome to come up, make a comment, ask questions, do whatever you want.
You're making a motion?
Oh, you're making a
I'll
motion.
second your motion.
Yeah, all in favor?
Aye.
Yep, Jeff.
Neighbor Street, Front Street, and I have a couple of concerns that's going on my property. And I mentioned it to a couple of people, but they told me that I had to bring it to a different town, which I've been doing. This is my next town to bring it to. The sidewalk is coming up, and the sidewalk is caving down. The storm drain is actually making it worse for the property. I see people walking on our street, but actually they have to walk they have to walk on the street instead of walking completely on the sidewalk because it's a safety. I blocked it because it's coming up and coming down, so I blocked it. My concern is that if it's caving in this much, how much more can it cave in within days, weeks, months, and time? That's my concern to figure out who can look at this strongly. I did have, Bill from the engineer call me, looked at it, Scott came to the house, he did measurements and stuff like that. But for me to get the next question, what's gonna happen, nobody's giving me that answer. I'm leaving for vacation for 2 months. I'm not gonna be back, but like I said, I don't want responsibility if somebody's gonna be on my property and fall, especially children. I'm a bus driver, so my concern is the kids. That's my first concern. My second concern is that why would they take the telephone pole and jackhammer it to put this tin can and then leave the rocks there without re-cementing the jackhammer thing? Now you've made more of the damage to my property of my sidewalk and just leaving the rocks there. Why didn't you just re-cement it and do it the proper way? Excuse my language, but it looks like crap. So those are my concerns for my property. The safety for the pedestrians and the safety for my home. I want to make sure that before I leave tomorrow, that my home is not going to be coming back to a lawsuit because somebody doesn't want to take responsibility. And I'm taking responsibility to make sure that before I leave, what's going to happen? Because if you look at the front of it, it's coming down.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Anyone else?
Concerns raised today regarding solar products. Was under the impression it was the hours that it's home. Heard you guys said electric systems, that's something coming.
When you're done, we're in the component. That's,
Okay.
now you're, everything is.
So that's a different question. And then the other one is, I want to know if there a time limit where we could possibly exempt ourselves from low to moderate. What I understand is that there has to be other low to moderate in a single town before we can submit an application for which is going to be here. And,
Anyone else? There was one more question. Yeah, go ahead.
and also, if we don't have the possibility of appointing ourselves, whether it's the business grant to support some of the charities.
Make a motion to approve public comment? All in favor? Aye. All right, let's do this first one. The first one is, right now, your affordable housing is 82 units, right? Seventy. Then there's the ones that are built by Lowe's. Then there's still gonna be another 66 going in over on 173 from this last round. And then there's 250 is the new round that they're telling us that we have to go in the next couple of years. So that's the answer to the first question. That's your specific. This just came out this year. The state says you have to build another 250. On top of the 128 we're building from 4 years ago, on top of the 70 from 25. As far as then, they do have a term limit on them. I'm not sure if it's 25 or 30 years on affordable housing. Attorney is working on that now. So we're probably gonna try to get it recertified to stay low income, because if we would allow those 70 to expire, we'd have to build another 70 on top of the 250 and the 128 and stuff. So, yeah, so we're probably gonna get them. As far as grants, I don't know what's available to homeowners. I'm not aware of it. I mean, maybe we could check with the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs, because they have a unit that regulates homeowners associations, so I don't know how much help they're gonna be, and I don't know if they have any grants, but that's what they're doing. Really, they can't just ask, like, go ahead, it's not very deep. Ma'am, the people you named, you've been talking to people at the county, I assume, instead of Bill and those people, so that's the county road. Obviously, you're aware of it because you've been talking to them. Okay. So, you haven't heard anything more from them? I assume the county was gonna do the work there? Who took the poll? Was it Mal? Yeah, but they just took out a poll too. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, and unfortunately, as you know, we have an ordinance that says that sidewalk is the responsibility of the homeowner. So, yeah. No, I understand that. I'm just like letting the township committee know, but I think, we could just send a letter to the county, whatever county, yeah. With the drainage, you can. That's up to the county, that's what we can tell them to do, we don't have any. And we're sending a letter telling them that for the storm drain, which is, if they're aware of it, the only I can say is they put it in the calendar. We don't really need the name because they're going to send the engineering department, they know who to talk to. About me.
Mike, the first one.
For now, Mike, the one.
Yeah.
Other than that, anybody have any other business to bring up? I'm looking for a motion to go into executive session to discuss personnel issues and regarding filing, payout for Andrew for secretary, clerk's office assistant, and zoning code enforcement officer. Now I'm asking for a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. And you're welcome to stay, you gotta go out of the room while we talk. Did you wanna say anything, Neil, or very public, I didn't want to overtime. You're welcome to stay, I don't know how, we'll probably be in there for a lot of